Hey everyone, so today we are going to talk about the water cycle. Now, you learned about this a couple times while you were in elementary school. We're going to talk about it again quickly here in sixth grade, and then we will show you how it connects with some of the other concepts. So, the water cycle plays an extremely important role in determining climate patterns. It's very important in weather. It also makes water more of a renewable resource. So, it recycles water and makes it a renewable resource because of the cycle continuing to go on and on and on and on. So we have this radiant energy. Radiant energy is another word for heat energy or light energy, actually, from the sun, which is going to power the water cycle. So the water cycle, it doesn't have like it starts here and ends here. It never stops and never begins. Okay? So we have these red squiggly lines coming off of the water. I want you to take a minute, think about what do you think this is depicting? You're right, this is going to be evaporation. This is when the heat energy is being taken to the water, and like we talked about with properties of water, water is very resistant to heat change. It is going to release that heat energy back in the form of evaporation. So this is when a liquid becomes a gas, or when water turns into water vapor. You could pause the video when you need to if I am going too fast. So here is the other part of your notes that you are going to fill in as we go. So now we have our box on our clouds. What do you think this process is called? Good job. It's called condensation. Now, condensation is when we have the gas water vapor reaching an altitude where it starts to cool down and condense, where we get condensation from, back into a liquid. Now, it doesn't condense so much that it starts falling right away, but it does start to form the clouds that we see every day. So this is where we have condensation. The evaporation goes up from the water. Condensation goes up to the clouds. Now our box is right next to the top of our mountains, the raindrops, but we also have these black lines coming off the trees. What do you think this might be called? Good job. That is called transpiration. Now, transpiration is the release of water from plant leaves. This could be also this is also in the form of water vapor as a product of photosynthesis and cellular respiration, where it's similar to evaporation. It's going up into the clouds. So as you can see, we have transpiration coming from the grass and the trees as well. Now we have it again towards the top of a mountain, but it's more on top of our raindrops. What do you think this process is called? Good job. This is precipitation. Now, precipitation takes a few different forms that we see. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, those are all different forms of precipitation that we can experience. Now, in this picture, you will see the uh, precipitation coming off is very evident where precipitation is on this picture. So now we have a red line going down the mountain towards the lake, and our white box is there. What do you think we might call this process when we have the precipitation coming down? It's going down the mountain. You're right, it's called runoff. Now, this is when the water is moving down along the ground due to gravity. Okay, so it's coming down from the clouds as rain or snow. But then when it comes down as snow, it might melt right away and start running down the mountain. So this is where we start getting that runoff coming down the river a little bit into like a lake. So what do you think is happening right here in this box when we have that blue line going down? And it's right next to that underground side view. This is called infiltration. It's kind of like a filter where we get that filtration from. This is the movement of water going into the ground from the surface. If you've ever seen water dry up when you just put it down on the ground and the ground just kind of soaks it up, that's called infiltration. It's kind of like when a spy is infiltrating a really bad guy's lair or something like that. The water's infiltrating the ground uh, and leaving the surface. So there we have infiltration. You should have this part completely done. There's one more part that's not on here, but is on your other set of notes. Now we have the underground area. Now don't overthink this one. What do you think this might be called where it's underground? You're right, it is groundwater. So this is it full complete to make sure you have all those filled in. Okay, and that is it for the slides. Now that doesn't mean that we are done. So what I need you guys to do next is you will get a paper about an assignment called the water cycle story. You will get the rest of class today to work on it. The water cycle story is an assignment where students can have some creativity. You're taking the point of view of the water droplet, and you have to use some key words from our notes, from the PowerPoints, all this kind of stuff that you are going to write a story or make a comic strip. Now, the story does need to be at least 1 page long. It could be typed, is preferred, but it can be handwritten. You could also do a comic strip. The comic strip needs to be at least 8 boxes, 8 pictures. Okay. Should have neat illustration, that kind of stuff. When you are writing, I want you to make sure you underline or highlight the words you are using. Okay. This is to help me when I am grading that you used all your words that you are supposed to. So you have the rest of the time to work on that. Good luck. I hope you guys are having a great day and make good choices today. All right. Bye, guys.